Welcome to Armstrong High School. Not the nicest of days, but we're going to get this one in. It looks like the Robbinsdale District battle in softball. The Cooper Hawks and the Armstrong Falcons Youth Day here. Armstrong Cooper have a combined youth program, and they are out here today helping to celebrate this one, getting a chance to be on the varsity field here at Armstrong as the teams close in on at the end of the regular season. I'm Jay Wilcox along with Kurt Cardinal. And boy, there was a lot of doubt whether we'd be able to play this one, Kurt, and we're not out of the woods yet, but it looks a little bit better out here than what everybody was projecting for today.
Yeah, it sure does, and having been a Cooper grad myself, I know that the Cooper-Armstrong game between any of the athletic teams is always a big spot in the schedule for each of the teams, and I'm sure they'll go at it no matter what the records are ever. And with sections coming up, both teams are looking to sharpen their skills and be ready to go next week.
Yeah, Cooper's already found out where they are for Section 6-3A. They'll be playing Orono on Tuesday in their first round game. And for Armstrong, they're in Section 6-4A. They're not seeding until Saturday morning, but they are a team that advanced to the final last year before losing. So they the last couple of years, they haven't fared super well in the Northwest Suburban Conference, but then have done pretty well in Section 6. So they're, both teams kind of looking to have that second opportunity after, kind of up and down regular seasons, I would say, for both of these teams. Cooper, as the visitor, will get first opportunity with the bats, as Earl Pepper will have a lineup that looks like this. Anna Delaney at third base leading off. Emma Chavez, their pitcher, hits second. Serafina Wilhelm at shortstop hits third. Kendall Karskaden, the catcher, hits fourth. Elaine Severson, the center fielder, batting next. Then it's Samantha Otto at first base. Nicole Pepper at second. Kayla Weigel in left, and Abby Hansen in right field. And defensively for Chris Jacobson and the Falcons, they've got Tessa Super at third base. Lexi Madsen at shortstop. Second base is Anna-Lay Walvatny. Anne Marquis at first base. In the outfield, Bree Dumas, Ella Cooley, and Lucia Ramirez. Gabby Burns will be doing the catching to start the game out anyway. It sounds like both teams probably plan to use quite a few players, this kind of rivalry game. And it has meaning as the rivalry, but in terms of, for their placement and all that, probably not that much. So I think you do have an opportunity to do some things maybe a little bit different with your lineup in that regard too.
Yeah, I think both coaches will take advantage of that situation and try to at least get their seniors spotlighted a little bit here at the end of the season, and in the field and at the plate.
Sydney Primer getting the start for Armstrong. So you look at Earl Pepper there, the Hawks head coach. Primer is 2-1 as a pitcher, and a 4.35 ERA. Just has pitched 9 2/3 innings. She has not been their main. Ella Cooley's been their main starter this year, with Walvatny also pitching some. So we're probably going to see a little bit of them after this, it sounds like, too, after they'll use Sydney to start it out. Anna Delaney getting set to step in. Fair to say that this one probably has as much fan interest as any game that these teams will play this year, and I think it's kind of a nice spotlight for the players to get a chance to play in front of a bit of a crowd and everything too.
Yeah, it seems like the crowd is just as pumped up as the players are.
The rivalry has become a little bit lopsided in recent years in favor of Armstrong, fair to say, but Delaney squaring, takes that one for a ball.
It's like she's looking to test the first and third baseman here with the bunting situation.
That is a strike.
You can tell some of the girls are really fired up there, wearing their short sleeves out there on the field today.
There's a called third strike as Delaney caught looking. And the game begins with a strikeout. Chavez will be the batter here for Cooper.
Very nice pitch right on the outside corner at the knees. Probably the exact spot she was going for on that one.
Little spinner knocked down to second, and on one pitch, Emma Chavez is out 4-3 on the putout as Novotny had a relatively easy chance to first time handling it here.
One thing about the rain, it does make the field a lot softer. Sometimes at the end of the hot week or 10 days, the field can get a little rough and be hard on the infielders, but this is perfect for picking up ground balls.
Serafina Wilhelm, the shortstop, stepping in for Cooper, takes a strike. Yeah, I don't think the field is terribly wet. There's certainly been a little bit of moisture, but the wind is probably what might be more of a factor than anything.
Yep, get one up today, you might hit our truck there out in center field, so you better be careful out there.
Rip and a miss, and Wilhelm down on strikes. A quick 1-2-3 inning for Sid, and the Hawks go out quietly in the top of the first. Armstrong will get their first opportunity to bat here as the Falcons try and get something going. They picked up their sixth win on Thursday as they edged Spring Lake Park by a run at 3-2. Ella Cooley, the center fielder, will lead it off for the Falcons. She's followed by Ann Marquis, the first baseman. Then it's Lexi Madsen, the slugging shortstop for the Falcons. Bree Dumas in left field. Tessa Super at third base. Anna-Lay Welvotny, who made that play at second base. Lucy Ramirez, the right fielder. Sydney Primer, the pitcher. And then Gabby Burns, the catcher, will hit in the number 9 slot for Chris Jacobson and the Falcons. And here's the defensive alignment for Cooper with Delaney, Wilhelm, Pepper, and Otto around the infield. Carskadden behind the plate. Weigel, Severson, and Hansen in the outfield. And Emma Chavez doing the pitching here for Cooper. Record is slightly in favor of Armstrong, but level of competition, if we're being honest, much higher for Armstrong in their conference as compared to Cooper in the Tri-Metro. Just the way it is, not trying to stir up any trouble or anything, but the Falcons with teams like Centennial and Maple Grove and Champlain Park, and they've definitely faced some tough teams.
Yeah, no doubt, and I think when we talked with the coach, he was talking about some of their best games were losses, but they're holding teams like Maple Grove to 2 runs and Minnetonka to 3 runs. They felt they were right in those games, and that's a good indicator.
Ella Cooley is the hitter and slashes it foul here. Cooley's batting an even .500 for the year. 10 runs scored, a couple of doubles, a triple, and as we said, she's kind of been their primary pitcher this year as well. Just missed with that one. Little spinner to third. The throw across, not in time. Cooley beats it out. I was going to say, the infield was playing up quite a bit, knowing her as a slapper and a speedy runner, and even though she hit that one right at the third baseman, they did not have a play to get her. Delaney's throw not nearly in time.
That's right. You can tell by her batting average she got the speed and some location too.
And this one dropped into short center field for a hit. Ann Marquis with a single. And I have to say, Cooley was pretty confident in her ability to read that it wasn't going to be caught. I was surprised to see her come in full bore into second there without really hesitating. She read it right.
That's a sign of a good base runner, is reading the play and being aggressive when trusting what you see.
Lexi Madsen, who her numbers are pretty staggering, hitting .440, 6 doubles, 6 home runs, 20 runs batted in. She is a dangerous hitter. Fouls this one back and out of play. This game has kind of bounced around. In more recent years, it's been at Zachary Field in Plymouth and had been at Spangers in Robbinsdale for a while too. There's a slow change.
Looks like the Cooper staff has been looking at the stats for this batter as well. Going to mix up the pitches.
1-2, and that one is smoked into right center field and down for a hit. It'll get to the fence. One run is in. Here comes runner number 2, and they'll throw to third. So 2-0 Falcons as Madsen smashes a double to drive in a pair. And the Falcons on the board early.
The ball was hit hard out the bat. You could see it just jump off her bat. You can see why she's got such good hitting statistics. Nice stroke and pretty speedy on the bases as well.
Bree Dumas stepping in. That one is foul. She is hitting .348 this year. Hasn't batted quite as much as some of the players, but 8 for 23 and a couple of runs batted in. Change up short of the plate there and stopped. Little chopper, and that's going to be a tough play. Throw to first base, not in time. Infield hit for Dumas, and runners at the corners. Once it got by the pitcher, you knew that they were going to have a tough time getting it out there. And like you said, the dirt it's really slowing the ball down too.
Helping. She got out of the box good. Yeah, I think that in that play, it's only the third baseman had a chance if she could cut that one off, and she wasn't quite able to get there.
Dumas will advance to second there. They're trying to draw a throw and see if they couldn't get a run in there. So second and third now. Tessa Super is the batter, hitting .244, has 1 homer, 7 runs batted in. And her last name spelled C-U-P-E-R. I was wondering if it was Cooper. I thought, well, she wouldn't want to have that name today, even if it was, that's how you say it, but no, it's Super. Lifting this one foul and out of play down the left field side.
Well, you couldn't almost ask if you're a Falcons fan for a better start here. First 4 players on base, and the 2 that are out there now are just in scoring position with nobody out.
And out to right field, and that will be another base hit. 1 run scores, second runner being held up. And so now 3-0 Falcons. Boy, they put some balls in good spots too. That one wasn't, really hit all that hard, but just in a good spot over the infield. Not quite playable to get it out at first. So,
well, the hitters might be thinking that, okay, those 4-line drives early in the season, they were right at someone. Now I'm getting some payback here with getting the right spots.
Annalay Walvatny is the hitter. Runner from first, Super, will move up to second. Walvatny hitting at .143. It does have 4 runs scored, 3 driven in. Second and third, nobody out. Already 3-0 Armstrong. And this one's a little soft liner to second. Throw to first is in time. They will score Dumas on the play. Super advancing over to third, so Cooper getting an out for the first time. Walvatny out 4-3. They were thinking maybe she had beat that one, but
yeah, she was hustling down the line, that's for sure. Get a better look at it here.
I think she did. Ramirez is the hitter now. Lucy Ramirez fouling it out of the way, out of play.
It's a good thing there's no coach's challenge in using our instant replay in this case.
Ramirez is just 4 for 19 as a hitter, but has 5 runs batted in. So been able to be effective and get some things done with her limited at-bats, 19 at-bats for the year. And this one popped up off the tip of the glove, bounced off 2 players' gloves, second and short, and it's going to be a run scoring. And that one is Super. Ramirez will be aboard. Yeah, this one just getting away as Pepper getting over to it. Looked like she was going to make the catch, but didn't do it, so we'll score that in E4. Sydney Primer, the batter. And Karskaden able to block that one. So nobody in scoring position for the first time in a bit here. We have a runner at first. One out. 5-0 Armstrong lead. Fouls this one back.
Looks like Chavez, the pitcher, is finding a release point a little bit better now. She's keeping the ball down in the zone. And so the first few batters up waist high. Now it's down in the zone a little better.
That one missing up. Good to see the sketchy weather doesn't seem to have kept people away either. That's the thing, especially if you're a parent, grandparent, or whatever. You're going to come anyway. There's a strike, and a called third will be out number 2. And Gabby Burns will be the hitter now for Armstrong. Gabby's hitting .262, 6 runs scored, 7 driven in. I think we're, fair to say the team that's already down 5-0 immediately maybe is going to get a call or two. I think that's fair to say. And that one driven hard into left field for a hit. Burns aboard. Ramirez to second. So they've batted around, and Ella Cooley will not bat. It looks like they're going to send in a pinch hitter here, as Maddie Schultz will bat. Kind of gets to what we were saying about they're going to try to get a lot of players into this game today, and I think, you don't want to say it out loud if you're Armstrong, but I think they felt like there was a chance they might be able to build a big lead in this one. So first and second, 2 outs, 5 runs already in for Armstrong here, and Maddie Schultz batting in the number 1 spot in place of Cooley, who started the inning with a hit.
And if you're the coach, you're looking to get some players in. It's nice for them to come in when it's a big inning, 5 runs already, and they can just have some fun and play some ball.
Yeah, and I think it's nice of planning ahead too, because for a couple reasons. Number 1, you don't know for sure that it's not going to rain a lot, and number 2, the game could potentially end early if they get far enough ahead too. So you kind of want to spread things out throughout the game a little bit if possible. Schultz knocks it back up the middle. That'll be through for a base hit. Lead runner being waved around, and another run will score as Ramirez comes in on a single for Schultz.
Well, they're hitting the ball and they're finding the spots. There's not a lot you can do about that.
And Marquis will bat in the 2 spot here, as she did the first time around. Singled already earlier this inning and taps this one foul. Runners at first and second, 2 outs for Armstrong. They've already put 6 in. This is the 11th batter to come to the plate in the inning. Oh, drives this one deep to left field, and that will bounce to the fence. 1 run will score. Second runner being waved as well. And then the throw to third gets away, and it will get out of play. So Marquis will get a double on this, and then a throwing error, and she comes around to score as well as it went out of play. It just found the wrong spot right into the dugout. So score that as a double, and then advances on the throwing error to score.
I think I spoke a batter too soon there, because she really roped that one. She didn't just find the holes. She made the hole there and hit that ball extremely hard. That was a little bad luck for Cooper that had found the 3-foot opening there in the dugout.
It really was. Ashley Catterley is going to bat here for Madsen in the third spot. And she knocks it to third, juggled briefly, throw to first is in time, and they will get the out, but it's a huge inning for the Falcons. They will take a 9-0 lead after one inning. We will be back with more softball here from Armstrong High School in just a moment.
At Topline Financial Credit Union, we love getting to be part of our members' big moments. Whether it's making home improvements, going to school, building a business, or even getting married. An interest-only home equity line of credit with payments as low as $50 per month can help you get there. It's just one of the ways we're helping our members on their financial journeys. Become a Topline member and let us be a part of yours, because connected, we all do better.
And we go to inning number 2. The 4, 5, 6 hitters coming up for Cooper. That means Kendall Karskaden, the catcher, will lead it off here. Primer is still in the circle for Armstrong, and that pitch fouled away. Kind of a quick look around. It looks like some of the people who did pinch hit did stay in the game, too. When you build that kind of lead, you can kind of do that a little bit more, I think.
Yeah, no doubt. I think that both teams want to make sure that all their players get in today in this last game and the rivalry game. Besides the TV announcers, the home plate umpire has to keep track of all the substitutions and re-entries. He better have 2 pens in his pocket because he used a lot of ink today.
The one good thing is we're up nice close to the field here, so I can see everybody's number and all that, so less chance for a mistake, although not zero chance, I'll say that. Lifted foul, and getting over there to make the catch, and a nice one it is. Ann Marquis will grab it. I thought off the bat that one was more than likely going to get out. There's not a lot of room and foul ground at this field, but she saw it right away that there was going to be a chance.
Yeah, you always want to run to the fence and get there, and she did exactly that. Get there and work your way back if you have to.
Elaine Severson, the hitter for Cooper, their center fielder. Strike 1 to her. Laid off that one up high.
Severson's one of the Hawks captains this year.
Little tapper foul. Change up taken for a ball there. This is kind of an interesting one because it's a rivalry game. It's a fun game. But at the same time, I think both teams kind of want to use it as a little bit of a playoff tune-up, too.
Yeah, there's no doubt. I think.
And that's a strike. Severson out on strikes. Third strikeout for Primer, and now Samantha Otto will be the batter.
Follow up on your last comment there, Jay. I think a lot of the high school coaches now are using the regular season as a tune-up for what they call the regular season, or the important season, which is the section playoffs.
Lifted down the line and left, and that's a fair ball, and Cooper will have their first base runner as Otto drops it in right along the line for a single. And Pepper will be the batter. Well, we saw Armstrong put a lot of balls just kind of in nicely placed, and that one was very well done by Otto to drop that one just fair.
Cooper needs a couple more to get back like that to get back to even with them, though.
Rip and a miss there by Pepper. Rip and a miss at that one. And there's strike 3 as Primer gets the strikeout. Cooper does get a runner. No runs, 1 hit, and 1 left. We go to the bottom of 2. It's Armstrong 9 and Cooper nothing.
CCX Media is the first place you go for local news and sports. But did you know you can sign up for those stories to go straight to your inbox on our website? Simply go to ccxmedia.org. Click on the subscribe button, and from there choose which notifications you want to receive. Then we'll send your favorite CCX Media news, sports, and city events straight to your inbox. Sign up now at ccxmedia.org.
Dumas stepping in to lead off the bottom of the second for Armstrong. Swing and a miss there. She had a single in that 9-run first inning for the Falcons as they took command with a lot of different kind of hits. There was some infield hits. There were some that were smoked pretty well to the outfield. A few that were just kind of grounders that found the right spot. It was a little mixture of everything that they put together. Big cut and a miss there.
You notice that Chavez has changed the release point now, and she's really trying to work the knees, and she'll probably have more success down there, or at least ground balls.
Yeah, she doesn't seem to have really been like upset or bothered by it. I mean, she's just still keeping her cool out there and trying to shoot strikes in there. Dumas fouling that one away. I think it's fair to say most of these girls probably know each other, maybe been teammates at times, either in softball or even in some other sports growing up. The schools obviously are not very far apart. Chopper to short, and Dumas is going to be aboard as an error begins the second inning. I feel like the complexion of this rivalry has changed somewhat too. It's not as intense as it used to be in softball anyway, and maybe in football definitely still is. But Peyton Larson is going to bat here for Super. Number 4 gets a bunt down and gets the runner over.
Nice sacrifice bunt there.
And you never know when you might be called on to do that, in a key spot in the playoffs or something too. So even that at bat there is a valuable opportunity. Well, Vatney will be the hitter now for Armstrong.
Yeah, as you move into the playoffs, you start looking for what the skills are that your players have. Some might be a sacrifice bunter, other ones might be pinch runners or a defensive specialist somewhere along the way in a close game late in the innings. So coaches have a good chance to use all their roster, and probably using this to get them some confidence before they head into next week.
Armstrong's playoffs begin on Monday over at Pamela Park in Edina. Well, that's the site for that whole tournament. It's kind of interesting how different sections do things different ways. Some of them use, basically one site. Others play home games all the way through. Some play part at home and then move to a neutral site. Grounded to short, and we might have an interference. Yes. The runner, Dumas, is called out. Interference as she ran into, or at least impeded, the shortstop there.
Yeah, it's always tough for the runner to figure out, do I try to get ahead of the defensive player or stay behind? If I stay behind, I have a chance of getting thrown out at third. If I run ahead, I might get in the way, and that's what happened that time.
Lucy Ramirez, the batter now for Armstrong. She reached on an error her first time up, so 2 outs, runner at first. Of course, the batter, Novotny, reaches safely, but the runner is out on that interference. This one's hit hard, and that'll be into left field for a hit. Diving try, but couldn't get it, and Ramirez on for the second time. And Primer will be the batter as that throw gets away and they move up late. Cooper, the previous one too, they threw to third when they really didn't need to and threw it away, and kind of similar here. Good effort at that one. And everything started out okay defensively, but then throw right there, a little bit low, but probably still should have been caught or at least blocked. So Primer hitting now for the Falcons. Taps foul.
Good base running. Looking forward to taking the extra base, but as a defense, you want to not give up any free bases like that.
And this one is lined into right center field. It'll score 2. Primer going to make the turn and head for second. And she will be in with a double to score 2 more. Well, just when it looked like the Falcons might have an inning where they didn't add to that lead, she pounds a double with 2 outs to bring in a pair, and it's 11-0. And some rain starting to fall after we'd escaped relatively dry for the first part of the game. Gabby Burns, the hitter, had a single her first time up and scored. I'm going to get a new ball in there and try and dry it off a little bit. Not sure if the scoreboard here doesn't go to double digits or if they just haven't realized or put those up. Burns a rip and a miss. Now they got it up. Yeah, I was going to say, even a baseball or softball scoreboard better have 2 digits on it, and it does.
I'm sure one of the Falcon faithfuls made sure that the scoreboard got updated really quick.
Burns fouling this one back. Well, and this is the interesting thing too. When you're way ahead, they subbed a lot already, but each individual hitter that comes up, you can't ask them to make it out. They're still going to try and get a hit, and even if it means you're going to kind of maybe put a lot of runs on the board.
Yeah, you work all off season and season, and especially spring in Minnesota is not very long. You might only get 40, 50 at bats, and you want to take advantage of each one.
Good eye on that one to take that pitch low. 2-2 now to Burns. Schultz is on deck here for the Falcons. They lead at 11-0 here in the second. Smack to second. Nice pickup there, and they get the out as Pepper did a good job staying with that one. Armstrong adds to the lead on the 2-run double. 2 runs in the inning for the Falcons. It's 11-0 Armstrong after 2.
In 1935, Topline Financial Credit Union was founded by workers from our local phone company, by people who dedicated their lives to keeping our community connected. At Topline Financial, that dedication lives on because we believe that dreams are achieved when we connect with each other. So if you're dreaming of buying a new home or car, or planning for your future, or saving for that next vacation, connect with us. We'll help you get there, because connected, we all do better.
An umbrella, a good piece of equipment to have with here today, as we are starting to see some rain coming down here. It's cool and windy, but Armstrong has jumped out to a quick 11-0 lead. Cooper will have the 8, 9, and 1 hitters coming up in the third. And Primer is still in the circle here for Armstrong. They made lots of other defensive changes, though, and coach is going over that with the umpire a little bit. And you do still have to, go by the book and do things right on the official with the umpire. And as you know, you umpire a lot of games as well, Kurt.
Yeah, you do. You have to have everything set up so that everyone follows the protocols and the rules, especially as you get into section, because one mistake on a lineup card or a re-entry rule or some of that can cause you to have a consternation during a game.
Yeah, and even in a lopsided game, you can't bat out of turn, or you can't re-enter twice or things like that. So that you've got to be keeping track.
Right.
Kayla Weigel awaiting her turn with the bat here for Cooper. That's one of many fun things when these teams play in any sport is it's such a short journey. Tell me when you ever have an away game that's closer than these two.
Yeah, that's not very often, that's for sure. The visiting team's bus driver likes that short drive.
So Weigel stepping in. Lifts a little pop-up, and a nice running grab there by Larson. Peyton Larson squeezing that one in foul territory. Got a good read on it. Made it look easy. These aren't always the easiest, but
right.
Got to it in a hurry. And Abby Hansen will be the batter. Cut and a miss. The other thing, too, is that, when you do get a chance to get some younger players in, it sort of gets them ready for the next season, too. Even at this point, you're kind of looking at, just future things as well.
Yeah, any experience they can get down the stretch here and even in the sections will make them that much more prepared for next year. And if they have a little bit of success, then they can even work harder in the offseason.
In on the hands, fouls that one over toward the Armstrong dugout. Rip and a miss, and down on strikes goes Hansen. Fifth strikeout for Primer. And Anna Delaney will be the hitter now for the Hawks.
Nice location on that pitch.
Yeah, I think that would have been a strike anyway. If it was a good idea to swing. It was close enough for sure.
Don't get a chance to pass along this fact very often, but Delaney here is going to go to the University of Wisconsin-Stevens Point next year, and she's going to wrestle.
And a great bunt here, and she's going to be safe. Score that one as a bunt hit for Delaney. The throw was wide, but she had already had that one beat out anyway, so no error, just a base hit. Really deadened it nicely.
And she was moving as she made contact with the ball, but was still legally in the box, so very nice bunt.
Well, and keep in mind, too, we had a lot of defensive changes for Armstrong. Not that they mishandled that or anything, but you could kind of see that they were all coming toward it, and they were almost in each other's way a little bit there, but either way, it was a good bunt and some good wheels by Anna Delaney. So Emma Chavez, chance to do some damage with the bat. And that one spins foul. That's Ash Johnson playing over there at first base now for Armstrong. Well, another thing adding to the getting a lot of players in is, from what I understand, Cooper doesn't have JV. There's a liner to center, and that'll be a hit. Play at third. Here's the throw. Not in time. Delaney really gambling there, going for third. I thought it was going to be maybe not a good gamble, but it turns out it was. as Chavez rips a hard single, best hit ball of the game for Cooper. And Delaney, maybe a big gamble, but she does end up getting there.
I think she noticed that the throw was going to the outfield side of the base, and she slid to the infield side of the base, and that extra half step probably would made it a good gamble. Wilhelm,
the batter, runner is going from first to second, and now a run's going to score. They might have a play at third. And now she came off the bag and is out. So the run scores, but then Chavez, who had reached third on the throwing error, is then tagged out as her hand came off the base. So we will go to the bottom of the third. It is now Armstrong 11 and Cooper 1 here on CCX.
At Topline Financial Credit Union, we love getting to be part of our members' big moments. Whether it's making home improvements, going to school, building a business, or even getting married. An interest-only home equity line of credit with payments as low as $50 per month can help you get there. It's just one of the ways we're helping our members on their financial journeys. Become a Topline member and let us be a part of yours, because connected, we all do better.
So look at how that last inning ended. The throw goes into center field, but then a throw to third. She was safe, but then watch right there. Oh, her hand came off. She was switching hands from her right hand to her left, and that's actually a good call.
Yeah, definitely was.
An alert play to keep the tag on her too there by Larson. You know, sometimes you don't think to do that, but she did. So a new pitcher for Cooper here is Adelina Cascadden will come in to pitch. And a new batter here for Armstrong is Aubrey McLeodon will bat. McLeodon wasn't in the starting lineup today, but she has been one of their better hitters this year. Hitting .408 and is quickly hit by a pitch. So Ash Johnson will be the batter now for Armstrong. I don't think anybody would want to see what my scorebook looks like already here. They've made so many changes.
And to be honest with you, Jay, I don't think anyone wants to compare our scorebooks, because I don't think that our scorebooks even will be the same. Trying to keep up with these batter-by-batter changes here.
Close one there. Cascadden just missed. 2-0 count here to Johnson. Foul tip on that one. Ari Jefferson now playing first base for Cooper. Shaylee Oliveras playing second. There's a little tapper foul by Johnson. There's Chris Jacobson, the Armstrong coach, and cautiously optimistic about the playoffs. They feel like they have a chance to do some things. There's a rip and a miss. Johnson down on strikes for out number one. And Ashley Catterley will be the hitter. Her second time batting here in this number 3 spot. She grounded to third last time up. Squaring around and offered. It's a strike.
Being a former pitching coach, I always look at the pitchers, and for ninth grader, she's got some pretty good action, and seems like a nice composed mound presence.
There's a strike. Ball and 2 strikes here to Catterley. Runner at first and 1 out in the bottom of the third here for Armstrong. They're up 11-1. And a tapper foul. A little bit inside with that one, 2-2.
Seems to have some good movement on her pitches there.
Missed away there, so the count will run full. And there's ball 4, so a walk taken there by Catterley. So the Falcons will have runners at first and second. We have another new hitter here as Hazel Ritchie will be batting in the spot that Dumas was in before.
1, 2, and 3. Ready,
Takes that one for a strike. And strike 2. And a swing and a miss, and Ritchie goes down on strikes for out number 2.
There's some excellent sequencing there. In, and then into that big outside corner and got the swing and the miss.
Leah Mack is going to be the hitter, but first she's going to have a chat with Chris Jacobson down there at third.
I'll have to hope there's no re-entering being done here, because getting 2 or 3 players at one spot in the scorebook and then having a re-entry, that's going to take our penmanship to a whole new level there.
There's a strike. Ball gets away there, but Falcons not going to gamble on it. Yeah, Cascadon's come in and done a pretty good job here. If she could get out of this inning scoreless, she'd be feeling pretty good about it after the way the first couple went.
Yes.
Now, again, Armstrong is, subbed at nearly every spot too, but still.
She seems to have that little curve, drop ball kind of thing on the outside corner, and she's playing right into this home plate umpire's strike zone.
Tapper, it's a foul ball off the foot or leg of the hitter. And this one knocked into left field for a hit. It'll score a run. Mack delivering an RBI single. And now the hitter will be Amelia Wadke. Missed high and away with that one. Tapper foul there.
Falcon coaching staff has to be happy. Pretty much everyone they put in has positively affected the game, either in the field or at bat or on the bases.
Three-one count here to Wadkey. Drills that one foul.
Way to go, Coach!
Nice little foot save there, and it went right to the third baseman. I don't know if he could do that again if you tried, but it was pretty good.
Hey, 3-7, do it! Hey, you can't 3-7!
Coach Jacobson kicking it right over to third. Foul back.
It was nice of our crew to get that replay in there, and the coach will probably use that as a highlight for next year's kickoff season. Says, here's how you do it, girls.
Their full count pitch and fouled off her leg.
Good battle. Karskanen just keeps coming at him. Keeps throwing strikes.
Drilled to center and caught. Whoa. Nice job to stick with that one. I think everybody was wondering, is this going to go over her head? And instead it is caught. The Falcons get a run in the third one. They lead it 12-1 now after 3.
In 1935, Topline Financial Credit Union was founded by workers from our local phone company, by people who dedicated their lives to keeping our community connected. At Topline Financial, that dedication lives on because we believe that dreams are achieved when we connect with each other. So if you're dreaming of buying a new home or car, or planning for your future, or saving for that next vacation, connect with us. We'll help you get there, because connected, we all do better.
Welcome back here to Armstrong High School. Falcons leading Cooper 12-1 here in this Robbinsdale softball matchup here to wrap up the regular season. Serafina Wilhelm will step in to lead it off for Cooper, and Primer still in the circle here for Armstrong. It's the one spot where they haven't made a bunch of changes.
She should be throwing the ball well, and I think they'll just ride her as long as they can.
Wilhelm struck out her first time through. Cooper did get a run last inning, so they're trying to build on that a little bit. Got a couple of hits and kind of gambled on the bases. The first time it paid off, second time didn't quite. Tap foul at the plate by Wilhelm. Dismissed with that one, so 2-2. Three and two.
Seemed to reach back for a little bit extra on those last two and had some nice snap on it, but just a little bit high.
Tapper to third. And throw across is in time. Ash Johnson nicely done there. She moved over from first to third.
Let's go, 1-5!
Kendall Karskadden will be the batter here for Cooper as you get another look. Johnson, who was over at first base last inning, was able to handle that one with no trouble.
So you can handle both hot corners, first base and third base.
Karskadden fouled out to the first baseman her first time up. That was back when the original starter Marquis was in there at first. And another one to third. And again, handled nicely. Johnson throwing her out one more time. Back-to-back assists for the third baseman. And the hitter will be Stella Wu, who had that catch in center for Cooper. She'll get her first at bat. Swing and a miss here.
I don't know if Johnson's played a lot of third base, but she looks like she can handle herself pretty well over there.
I was just thinking now, if there's a time when they need, in the playoffs, in your head you're saying, oh, well, what do you think, Coach? Can she handle third? And yes. And a cut and a miss, and Wu down on strikes. Hawks go quickly in the fourth. No runs, no hits, no one left. Go to the bottom of 4. Armstrong still in command at 12-1.
At Topline Financial Credit Union, we love getting to be part of our members' big moments. Whether it's making home improvements, going to school, building a business, or even getting married. An interest-only home equity line of credit with payments as low as $50 per month can help you get there. It's just one of the ways we're helping our members on their financial journeys. Become a Topline member and let us be a part of yours, because connected, we all do better.
Welcome back here to Plymouth and Armstrong High School. Not the nicest day, but it's held out pretty decent for these teams. I'm glad they're able to get this one in. Armstrong in command over their district rival Cooper here, 12-1. Lucy Ramirez will bat to lead off the bottom of the 4th. Been up twice. She's one of the few that's been able to have multiple at bats here, as they took that huge lead right away and then started subbing. Lucy reached on an error in the first, singled in the second.
Well, that's one of the advantages of being the pitcher and being in a groove. You get to keep batting too. Although there is the re-entry rule, obviously, if they need to get someone in. But when your pitcher's in a groove, you like to keep things the same.
So Ramirez, the hitter here to lead it off in the number 7 slot in the order. And again, we're having the umpire having to go over these changes with Cooper.
Well, if he's like us, he's getting some water on his lineup card and it's probably smearing together. And is that a 4 or is that an 8?
Yeah.
I can't tell anymore. Just a fun softball spring day today.
Hit to third. Nice pickup there. The throw, though, is too high. And Ramirez will dig into second. And we'll hold on there. So an E5 to begin the 4th. Nice pickup, but then the throw sailing up too high.
A pretty tall girl at first base, but too tall for her even.
So Primer will bat now, the pitcher for the Falcons. Took a called third strike first time up and then pounded a 2-run double in the second. Knocks it to short. Long throw across is in time. They get the out. Runner does move up, of course. So 1 gone, and Gabby Burns will hit. nicely done here. Primer not, fastest runner on their team, so they were able to get her at first there.
Yeah, well, very, very nice play by Wilhelm there at shortstop.
Burns looks at a ball. That one is over for a strike. Pops this one up. And catch made by Cascadin, the pitcher, for out number 2. Got underneath that one and well handled. So McLeodin will be the hitter. She was hit by a pitch last inning. Knocks this one, and that will get into right field and score a run. And now the ball gets away. Cooper has had some issues on throws back to the infield, so a run is in, and McLeodin will have a single and then reach a second on the error. Yeah, and this is the one thing where Cooper really wants to. There wasn't a play, there wasn't any need to hurry or anything. You just got to be able to hit the target a little bit.
I think a little bit of their inexperience is showing here on the defensive side.
And Marquis will be the batter here as she re-enters. And a liner, but right at third, and she will be out. So the Falcons had 1 run in the inning on 1 hit. There were a couple of errors and 1 left aboard. We have completed 4. It's 13-1 Armstrong.
CCX Media, your source for great local programming, is available on Amazon Fire TV, Apple TV, and Roku. Our free app allows you to stream all 3 of our channels live. You also have access to a large on-demand library, including full sporting events and daily newscasts. To find us, go to the store, search CCX, and download our free app. Then sit back and enjoy all of your favorite local content. The CCX Media app, available on Amazon Fire TV, Apple TV, and Roku.
A lively crowd we've had here today. We're sitting pretty much right by them and hearing lots of cheering, lots of noise here. It's been a one-sided game, but it's still been a fun game. I think these teams, programs are obviously tied together, being in the Robbinsdale School District and being so close together and having the youth programs together and everything. Ari Jefferson, number 30, batting here for Cooper. She came in at first base an inning or 2 ago in the spot replacing Otto, so batting in her spot in the number 6 slot in the order. Rip and a miss. And Primer, we were kind of told before the game that chances are she maybe wouldn't, would just pitch an inning or 2, but that has not proven to be the case.
I think of their performance today, she might be telling the coaching staff, hey, don't forget about me next week when we start going to sections. I'm hitting my spots and mowing them down.
And a cut and a miss, and Jefferson down on strikes. Now hitting for Cooper will be Shaylee Oliveras. So you get a look at that strikeout. Cut and a miss there. Strike 2. and a miss, and Oliveras out on strikes. And now Alice Delaney will bat here in the number 8 slot for Cooper. Change up misses low and in, 1-0. A rip and a miss.
I like the way Primmer's been moving the ball around today. She seems to be able to hit all 4 corners, and she has a good change of speed between 2 or 3 of her pitches. She can stay in the zone. That's always hard to hit.
Big rip and a miss, trying to see if she can strike out the side to put the finishing touches on. And does exactly that as Delaney goes down on strikes here. And the Hawks done in the 5th. That will do it on the 10-run rule as Armstrong, that 9-run first inning, carries them. They win this one by a score of 13-1. Not a close game, but still a fun game. And like I said, I think it just bringing these two programs together, when having the youth here, having a lot of fans and people that know each other, and still an enjoyable day, I think, here. Maybe a little more so if you're Armstrong, but still.
Yeah, I think this is definitely about the relationships and the times we can talk about these kind of games, 5-10-year reunions and that kind of stuff when we see our friends down the road. Because you're right, this youth program is interspersed, and so these girls have some of them have probably known each other since they played U10 or U12 softball together, and it's just happened by geography to go to different high schools, but we're still friends and good buddies.
Good luck to these teams in the playoffs, too. As we said, Cooper already does know their first-round opponent in the 6-3A tournament. They'll be taking on Orono on Tuesday. Armstrong finds out Saturday where they'll start out, but they will play beginning Monday at Pamela Park in Edina in the Section 6-4A, the largest class tournament. Thanks so much for joining us here for high school softball. For Kurt Cardinal and all of our crew, I'm Jay Wilcox. Your final is Armstrong 13 and Cooper 1 in 5.